Howdy folks, Spencer here with a major update for the future of Star Trek Online. As always, chapters to everything are listed down below. And before I get into the big news, on the build stream the devs did yesterday with some of the other content creators, it was announced that the winter event will be starting up on December 9th, with 2 ships dropping that day, the free winter event ship, and the other likely being a lockbox ship. One ship will be revealed on a dev stream December 2nd, I'm gonna guess that's gonna be the winter ship, and the other will be discussed on a dev stream on launch day. And for the big news here, a short time ago Embracer put out a press release announcing that they are divesting Arc Games and Cryptic Studios. So let's take a look at the announcement here. Embracer has today entered into a definitive agreement to divest Arc Games and Cryptic Studios to Project Golden Arc with financing from XD. The expected net cash proceeds amount to $30 million US. Embracer will retain the publishing rights to the Remnant franchise, and the rights for the multiplayer online game Fellowship are also being retained and will be part of the pending Coffee Stain Group spin-off. And there is a quote here from Phil Rogers, CEO of Embracer. Quote, "This transaction supports our key priorities by strengthening our focus on strategic assets and core IPs in Embracer while improving profitability and free cash flow. The deal also allows online multiplayer game Fellowship, developed by a talented external team in Stockholm, to find a great home within Coffee Stain Group. I would like to thank the teams at Arc and Cryptic for their hard work over the past 4 years and wish them all the best, as we are confident they will thrive and develop in the years ahead." End quote. And heading down to the key components for the divestment of Arc Games and Cryptic Studios, again they're selling them for $30 million US, and the buyer is Project Golden Arc Incorporated, which is owned and led by members of the Arc Games management team, and the deal is financed by XD Incorporated, a global video games developer and publisher listed on the main board of the Stock Exchange of Hong Kong Limited. Arc Games is the publisher behind live service PC console games such as Star Trek Online and Neverwinter, as well as Remnant from the Ashes and Remnant 2, Torchlight, Hyperlight Breaker, Chips and Claws vs. the Brainoids, and the recently released game Fellowship. Cryptic Studios includes the development teams for Neverwinter and Star Trek Online. And during the past 12 months, Arc Games and Cryptic Studios, excluding the financial contribution from the Remnant franchise, but including the capex related to the multiplayer online game Fellowship, generated net sales of 390 million Swedish krona, which is just under $41 million US. And after that, they do list that the adjusted EBIT, which is earnings before interest and taxes, is around negative 18 million, but I'm going to assume that's related to the asset transfer of Fellowship from Arc over to Coffee Stain. And then for the final section here, the retained rights, that's just going over the Remnant franchise being transferred over to THQ Nordic and Fellowship moving over to Coffee Stain. So what does this actually mean for Stowe? Well, Arc is again going to be its own entity, with Cryptic Studios under it. But the development team for the game is now almost entirely at Deca Games, which is not a party to this deal at all. And almost everyone from the original Cryptic dev team was either laid off or departed to move on to other opportunities over the past 2 years. But clearly Arc and their investors wouldn't have done this without having a plan in place to continue developing their biggest games. And as of me recording this, there have already been dev statements on Discord stating that there will not be any changes to the development team. So either Arc has a deal with Deca, or the team at Deca that has been working on the Cryptic titles is going to be moved over to Cryptic. And judging by the wording here, moving them to Cryptic does seem like the plan. Ultimately, for players, this is again an indication that Stowe and Neverwinter still have many years ahead of them. But what really stings here is all of the pain the original dev team went through. Over the past couple of years, Cryptic has been drained and reduced down to a shell of what it once was. And with this, with Arc and Cryptic being their own entity again, it just feels like that loss was for nothing. Companies like Embracer went crazy buying up studios with money they didn't have in the early 2020s, and because of those poor decisions, many studios like Cryptic suffered. But that is it for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, thank you to all channel members and viewers for the continued support. See you all around.